Welcome to Bright
Morning.
Horizons with
Deborah Colalola and our James
Chiaffi.
Chiaffi. James Chiaffi, the one and only. Happy Friday morning, everybody. We're glad to be back.
no buenos dias.
Oh, excuse me. Buenos dias. Hola. I should say hola, buenos dias.
Buongiorno a tutti. Benvenuti.
Oh,
Welcome.
it's great to be back, everybody.
Yes. It's always nice to
Yeah.
share this time with all of you. And then we're back on schedule on Friday.
Yeah, until we're not, but then we'll be back.
Today's a birthday, Ted Anesis, our dear friend Ted. Happy birthday,
Ted,
Ted.
happy birthday.
And then we have Julie Hogan, a very qualified attorney that worked with me for
Yes,
years.
I remember. Julie, happy
Yes.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Julie. And then on the 10th, Pam Coffey. She's been in this town for many years.
Yes, happy birthday, Pam.
And Mike Rouser is also on the 10th. He's in the mortgage industry. Happy birthday, Mike.
Mike, happy birthday.
And then our dear Virginia Spencer. who-
Our Virginia
we all love.
Spencer. We love you.
Coming
October
up
the
next
12th.
week,
Yes,
yes.
happy birthday. Mwah.
And Cindy Height, who's one of the radio personalities on Legends
Yes.
Radio. She's also on the 12th.
Cindy,
So,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday to all. Should we sing?
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you. Happy birthday to
you.
you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you. God bless. Happy birthday. And many more. You know how that goes.
And one of our viewers is Krupa Bot. Krupa, our dear Krupa is
Hi,
watching us.
Krupa.
Hi, Krupa.
Mwah. I love you.
Yes, I spoke
Me
with
and
her
my
this
mwah.
week. I spoke with Krupa this week,
Yeah.
and she mentioned she's speaking with you too. So
Yes, we have
always
spoken.
She brings such joy to all of us,
She most certainly
and
does.
her knowledge about all of
Yes,
the
yes.
natural health, which is in keeping with our topic today.
You're a
too.
delight, Krupa.
Yes.
And we have to, well, we'll get back together, but yes, Krupa it wouldn't be the same without you, let's put it that
Oh,
way.
by the way, Marie Pinchmit's birthday is in October too.
Marie,
Yes.
we love you. We would never
Yes.
forget you. Happy birthday.
So I wanted to mention that because
Wow.
we always love her words of wisdom, Marie.
And do you ever have the best words of wisdom?
Yes.
So much so that, it's just like watching a really great movie that you must see time and time again. Each and every essay out of Marie's book that our wonderful Jim over here reads, it just becomes much more significant and it sinks in deep. So you never get tired. So please get on Amazon, get Marie's books, please. I mean, they're just,
Yes.
it's so,
Or
Worth it.
mariepinchmit.net.
yes,
Yes.
either or. So,
Life is like a box of chocolates. Deb and I were speaking this week about our topics,
oh my goodness.
and I was so happy when she said that. Because we all love that Forrest Gump movie.
The Forrest Gump movie. I think it was a scene where he sits at the bench with
I
that
believe
lovely
that's what it
woman.
was.
It's
I
been a
haven't
while since I've seen it, but
Me
I've
too.
seen it,
I
gosh, and
haven't
I'm
seen it
sure, a lot of, and of course we have our wonderful Tom Hanks, who's one of the best actors, and he says, my mom always told me, and I'm sure there's no justification in that one, life is like a box of chocolates. You just never know what you're gonna get. That's as close to it as I can get. I know I probably but that is such a profound, strong
Now,
statement.
that's true if it's a box of assorted chocolates, right?
True. Well, you see now, there you go. That's very relevant. Very, very relevant because, and I know with me, I'm very picky because I like milk chocolate dark. It just depends. But
Right.
believe it or not, I don't like the coconut. So if I pick one that's like, I'll be like, what a waste,
You
Right.
don't finish it?
No, I really don't because if I don't care for it,
There are
So we
starving
happen to-
children all
I
over the
know.
world, and you're not eating all the whole chocolate.
Waste not, want not, right? I know. I'm the one
Will
that's
you make a
always saying
pledge
that.
from now on you'll eat the whole chocolate? No.
I swear, I solemnly, in front of this wonderful, our attorney over here, James Chiaffi, I solemnly swear, from here on in,
I will not
I
eat.
will never ever pick up a piece of chocolate out of the box, of assorted chocolates that is, and take a bite and go, ugh, and then put it back.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, I
Don't
promise.
put it back.
Now remember that. Now I guess you guys got to hold me to it? Okay. But
But that doesn't mean you can't throw it away. Just don't put it back in the box.
Yeah. But then my integrity gets involved. So
Okay,
I
so
would
you'll
know
eat
that.
it?
I'll have to. It's like
Greg, Greg, you're going to have to watch her eat those chocolates.
Oh, yeah. But what a great, profound, think about it. Life is like a box of chocolates. That movie came out in 1994, Forrest Gump.
Is it that
And
long
yeah,
ago?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And I thought about it. I thought it really, time does march on. But when the movie came out, played by Tom Hanks, I thought, wow, I mean, how profound, because it's just,
There was a lot of wisdom in that movie.
you know, and it is. I mean, we never know what we're going to get in life. Think about that. I mean, we are, the analogy really to break it down is to make your decisions, your ideas, your every move that you make on a daily basis. Do we know, is it a good decision? Of course we don't know that. You take a chance. I mean, often thought the use of, you know, anything that you do in life. So I think it's a fun
We like to
statement.
make informed decisions.
Right,
Yes.
informed, yeah.
Yeah.
That absolutely.
Not just off the cuff.
And sometimes we do that too. I know I'm guilty of doing that. I'm just honest as the day is long. Sometimes
Yeah, I'd
it's a bad thing.
probably
That's a bad thing with
belabor
me.
them too long, because as an attorney, we analyze everything.
Yes,
So
you do.
we try
Which
to,
is a good thing.
You know, which is what we're taught actually, because you want to see the results of
Right.
your actions.
Right.
So you have to say, well, if I do this, what will be the result? So,
And my famous thing is nothing ventured, nothing gained. So, you know,
take
hey.
chances,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, right now with the business, as you know, you get sidetracked, which is very normal, but I plan on surprising myself and everybody else, and that's all I'm going to say.
It's not going to be a surprise.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry, I have to step on your foot. You know, life being a box of chocolates, okay?
A lot of sweetness there.
Yeah, I mean, how would you call it? It's like a race. It is a race. Today was a real roller coaster. That's another good way of putting it, right?
Yeah, you have your ups and your downs.
Life is a highway.
And some exciting times, and some calm times as the roller coaster's moving
I'm
along.
such a chicken when it comes to roller coasters. I'm afraid of heights. That's what it is. I am
Well,
a
I get
chicken.
motion sickness, so you won't see
Oh
me
my
on
God.
them.
Well, you know, the 5th grade, we went on a field trip, and I'll never forget it. And to this day, I mean, I had such a fear effect. I felt like I was going to die and have a heart attack at that young age. But I remember my girlfriend tried to get me on. I said, no, no, no. She finally convinced me. I was so upset. I didn't talk to her for the longest time. Forget it. I'm just such a baby that way. I am a chicken. And then you could say, well, you're really walking on a tightrope. That's another good example, you know. All these great examples. They're metaphors. What is a metaphor? Think about it. Life is a song. We each get to write our own lyrics.
That's true.
Okay?
All right,
La, 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 la.
That's a good point.
Life is a
Especially-
puzzle. Right, Marie? Pinchmit? Life is a puzzle. I think about you right away, Marie, when I say puzzle, because I think of your beautiful artistic ability to just take a beautiful brush onto the canvas and just start going, and then just your
It's
words
amazing.
of wisdom.
Isn't it
Yeah.
amazing what can be created on a canvas?
Yeah, life is a garden with care and love that you give it. That's another good metaphor if you want to look at it that way. I was thinking that. And then like think about your classroom growing
Well-
up when you were in school. You know, you'll always be learning new things. So, yeah.
All of those do with the
Some
aspect
examples, right.
of expect the unexpected, you know.
Oh, that scene though. My mom always said. And what was the purpose when you think about Forrest Gump running? Because here he is, all right, at a young age. I don't even know how old he was in the movie, but he basically is running for what reason? Think about it.
To prove that he can, right?
To prove that he can, you know. One of the clearest messages that can be taken from Forrest Gump is the fact that it's important to appreciate life while you're living it, is what he's trying to show, as Jim just said. And, you know, Gump's story shows that people never know what they're going to get and what's going to happen in the future. And then he ended up very, very wealthy because, I mean, here's a man who just takes off and starts running. And, you know.
That's the beauty of each day, 'cause there are
it's
so
really
many
nice,
possibilities.
And
Your life can change in an instant.
he teaches everybody that, okay, I'm going my way. And what happened? Everybody started following him, right? You know? And then he met, in fact, his girlfriend, his young friend, Judy, what's her name? Julie, whatever her name was in the movie. The worst kind of pain can be channeled through whatever your vision is. And we all know that. But what a priceless example that movie was. It still is. Not
Yeah,
was.
very,
Excuse
very
me, still is.
inspirational, yes.
Yeah, it's an ordinary man with a below average IQ, you know, and he manages to achieve a lot more than even the average person, which is very interesting, and that's what gets your attention in the movie. And if someone had told me, young Forrest, that he would go ahead and go that far, you know. And remember
You have
the
your
shrimp
doubts.
boat? Remember
Yes,
that, the shrimp
yes.
boat? That was so much fun. I love that.
I'll have to watch that movie again. 'Cause
You know, yeah,
it's been
me
so
too.
long since I've seen it.
Yeah, The lesson is that someone never knows what they're capable of, and that's why it's always worth trying something at least once. And if
Well,
you like it, great. If you don't, that's great too.
That's why it's nice to be a cheerleader for others.
Yes.
To encourage them, right?
Sis Kumba. Remember
Yes.
that?
We all need our cheerleaders out there.
Yeah, exactly. I like cheering on. I really do, and I know Jim is. I mean, there's
we have to
nothing more
support each other.
gratifying than being able to say, "I'm here for you. Whatever it is that you're doing, let's do it together. Whatever you need, I'm here. Let's
Right.
do it." And never hesitate to reach out and call me, call us, call whoever. That's true teamwork. That's true sincerity. That's true love. And you know, it's not even so much about, I'm learning as I get older more so, that it's not even so much about giving back material items. It's not what it's about. It's from your heart, basically. And what Forrest Gump in the movie, showed. He
Yeah.
went from wearing leg braces to becoming a very professional athlete by his running all over the place. And it's always worth at least trying to, pursue anything. Even with me, I'm still trying. And it's like, oh my gosh, but you have to.
Well, you hear stories, which that reminds me
Right.
of people who are told by doctors or others, you'll never, blah, blah, whatever.
Right, good example.
Yeah,
huh?
and then,
And then
they persevere and they're able to do it despite what the
Right.
doctors thought. So there's always hope.
Always hope, yeah. And I thought to myself, if that can happen and these marathons and all the different challenges that we have today, really, would have, could have, should have doesn't matter, does it?
Right.
Right? You
Well,
sit
yeah.
back and you say, would have, could have, should have. Okay, well,
Yeah, we have
That
to
is up to
recognize
you.
that there are things we can control and things that we cannot control, right?
right, which we discussed yesterday
Yes.
because of circumstances, and
Right.
I have to, it's focusing. Yes, can you get sidetracked? Absolutely,
And that's why we need balance in our lives.
Yes,
It's
balance
so important.
is so important. Yeah,
And I was thinking about that quiet times, right?
I take advantage of that on my weekends. I try to, and it's important to have me time. We
Right.
discuss it all the time.
Right.
Without that, forget it. I mean, you really need to breathe.
I was thinking back with my father's family. There were 8 children, right?
That's a big family.
And 2
right?
parents.
Right.
Where do you have quiet time in a house like that?
You don't.
You probably run out and run out. Back. They lived in the city, so there's no backyard. But
Right.
you go out into the street and you just get some quiet time out there.
Yeah. Well, and you being an attorney too, a very good point that you are always engrossed in your paperwork and what's happening on the agenda and the courthouses and this and that. There's a lot on your plate.
Right.
And I sometimes,
That's why you need quiet
oh,
time.
you
yeah.
do, you really
Yeah.
do. And a lot of times too, when you get drained, I have to take a breath and I have to say, okay, it's Deb time. And
Yes.
that's not being selfish by any means at all.
It's
you
funny
know.
you say that because I listen to Joel Osteen
Oh,
periodically.
I do as well.
Love
yes.
him.
Adore him.
Well, his whole life is amazing when you
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
He never thought he would be a pastor, but then when his father
His
died,
father,
he
yeah,
had to
he-
rise to the occasion.
He was fearful of being on
but
the
he's
stage
a wonderful
and speaking.
speaker, yes,
Fabulous,
and so
outstanding.
inspirational. But
And
he
his
was,
wife is also lovely. What a
Yes.
lovely couple.
so the other night he was speaking about growing up, and he had a friend who he used to play basketball with, and the friend depended upon him too much for everything. And as he was younger, he allowed that to happen. So he would help his friend. And then when they developed relationships with girlfriends and Joel got married, this friend kept trying to control the time again that he had from Joel. And Joel finally said to him, I'm married, I have a family life, I can't devote as much time to you.
Right,
I'm happy to
right.
help you and
Right,
support
right.
you, but I just cannot devote the time that I did
Right,
when we were
right.
young and
Right.
without our relationships.
Yeah.
So you really have to sometimes
Keep
think
that into
about,
consideration, right.
because Joel was being
Yeah,
torn,
it's very
right?
true.
He's being torn.
Yeah,
And he
he's
had
one
it-
person that's wanting to do the right
Yes.
thing by his friend and his
Right.
family, and what
Right.
do you do?
Right.
And then, of course, you have that, guilty obligation.
But I
that
guess one of
feeling
the things we
guilt.
could learn from that is we
Yeah.
want that person who needs us
Right.
to develop an independence and let us help that person become independent and grow.
Thank you for saying that,
Yeah,
Jim.
and then
Thank
you can remove
That is
yourself
so
a little bit
true.
from it.
Say that
So,
again. I like that. No,
Yeah.
I really, I
you
mean,
have
thinking.
to encourage and teach the other person
Right.
to become more independent. you'll be there as a support, like you said before.
Right.
But they really need to develop a little bit more of their independence.
Amen. Yep.
And
That's why I said, please say it again, because that is
Yeah.
so profound and it
Yes.
is so true. And do we do it? No. I know I have a difficult time doing that because I feel guilty.
well, we don't want to
then I say to
necessarily
myself,
hurt the
no,
other person's
no,
feelings,
no.
but there are ways we can encourage them
Right.
to make decisions or whatever the aspect is,
It's true.
so that they become more self-reliant, I guess is what we're trying
Right.
to say. Yeah. So it's interesting how we learn from each other.
Huh. You know, I wrote this down about the movie with Forrest Gump. It says, during the course of Forrest's life in the movie, he manages to accumulate great wealth through a combination of hard work and plain luck, good old luck. But he's not this sort of, character who chases the almighty dollar, in the movie. We see that, we recognize that, and doesn't react in the way most people would. So when he does finally become very wealthy, very rich, even though he makes a lot of money, Forrest, he loses his mom, which is Sally Field in the movie, at the end, and that's where that famous quotation came: "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get." He doesn't act like all the problems are solved just because he's wealthy. He takes a healthy approach to money, as he's told no longer he has to worry about it. So he simply says, "That's good, one less thing." That's the kind of nice attitude,
Yes.
even keeled, steady going.
Right.
I love that. I just appreciate that and admire that type of a level. And you know who that reminds me is my husband, Greg. Because Greg is like that. He is just like, well, that's just the way it is. And I'm like, wow, I wish I was
It's beautiful
that
to be
simple.
able to accept things that way.
And he
Yeah.
does, and that's the Libra balance.
Yes.
The Libra balance.
Yeah.
Wonderful to have.
By the way, Greg's
quality.
birthday's coming up this month. too.
Yes, honey, happy. Well,
Happy
I'm going to
birthday.
wish you plenty of happy birthdays,
Right,
but
but
October
just
22nd.
Since you
yeah?
mentioned Greg, I wanted
Thank
to
you.
mention.
Yes, thank you, Jim.
Yes.
But that's
Yeah,
true.
it's-
The balanced attitude is so important. That's what Forrest Gump had. My mama always told me he didn't care, but it just plain simple. But he got the job done.
Another thing that we always seek too is different types of freedom in our lives. Time is realize time, you can never get back time.
No, unfortunately,
so,
no.
Like we've said before, that it's so important to remember that we want to make the best of the time that we have, right? So
Amen.
every day, we don't know how many more days we have, so really time freedom is really important. And that's with relationship to jobs when you think about it.
Yes,
Because
yes.
we spend a majority of our time in whatever our job is. So we want to make sure that in that atmosphere we're happy and fulfilled, and
Right.
not just working there because we have to work there.
Right.
So we
right,
really want to find out what will make us inside really
Right.
prosper and grow as a person.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Because it's at the end of the day, and time does fly by. I'll look up and I'll be doing something. I'll say, "Oh my God, we get a courier here at the office 3 days a week," and I will be like, "Oh, it's that time already?" And I'll jump. I'll be, "You're here already?" And that's how quickly it goes. But it's such a good fulfilling feeling to have known that at the end of the day, you've set out and you've accomplished whatever needed to be
Right.
done, and then tomorrow's another day, and you'll approach that as it comes. And that is a great, great fulfilling feeling to have, and to know that you've helped everybody. You've done the best you could, in your capacity, knowing that you've done everything you could.
And that also brings to mind scheduling and having lists and
Right.
goals
I'm very
each
famous
day.
for
Yes,
that. Oh yeah, I
yes,
have my to-do list every day. Check, check. I love my highlighter. See?
Yes.
I
Yellow,
highlight
yellow,
everything.
yellow, yellow.
I do.
It's
I
a
just
happy
like it.
color.
I don't know why I do that, but then maybe that's why, because I like to be happy, and when I see bright and happy, I
Yes.
get happy.
Right.
That's a good point. Yeah. Why do I have to highlight? 'Cause that's just me. I do it on everything. Okay. And also with what I do
That's
as
your
an administrator
artistic
is
flair,
I
too.
love doing that. And I'll take the highlighter and I will be like, okay, done. What does that mean to anybody? Nothing. But to me, I know that's been done. Okay, I
Right.
did that. And I'm still very old school. I still keep paperwork. Why?
Well,
I don't know. I like to.
It keeps us
What
on
can I
track,
say?
though. It's important to keep
I
track
grew
of.
up that way.
Yeah.
I had notebooks. I like that. The loose leaf paper. It's great. The
And
binders.
We've said before, someone once said to me, write things down so it
Yes.
frees your mind.
Yes.
Because otherwise you got all these things in your head. I've got to do all these things today.
Yeah.
And then you could forget them naturally if
Right.
they're not written down. So it's so important to do that.
So I'll just, and it's funny, a lot of times, just the other day I was in the kitchen and I had thought about something that I had to do in the second bedroom. And I stood there in the kitchen, and I said, what am I in here for? I didn't want to come in the kitchen. And I had to take a moment to say, what did I... And I thought, oh, my God, do I
That
need a
happens.
list for this?
That happens to all of us.
Do I need a list for this? But, yeah, that's funny. But, metaphors, I like that word, metaphor. And it's a figure of speech, really. And one thing is used to symbolize to describe another, but they're very interesting when you think about it. They're very,
Yes.
I think they're extremely interesting when you look at some good metaphors for life and those who help you understand why are metaphors used? Why are they necessary?
Well, it helps us understand concepts.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Help you think about problems or challenges and always comparing. Like that song, and I heard this the other day, and it's true. I heard it through the grapevine.
Yes.
I heard it through the grapevine. How much longer would you be mine? And then whatever. But in the song, it does say in the lyrics, believe only, none of what you hear, and only half of what you see. So believe none of what you hear, and only half of what you see. And I am a firm believer in that.
Yeah, because even
That
some
is
things
true.
that you
You don't-
see
right.
could be interpreted different ways too.
Think about texting too. When you text, I love using emojis because it's happy emojis
Right.
with the smile, whatever. But I think it's really important because not only I have a friend that I texted and it wasn't misunderstood, but I could see it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Right.
Did you mean to send that to me? Why did you say that? And
Well, with the text, there's no context of
Right.
the
It's
emotion
kind of like-
involved, so you don't really
right.
know how they're.
what was the reason? What was the
Yeah.
I think they're great metaphors, and I think Forrest Gump knew all too well they were too. Box of chocolates, my mama said. My
Uh-huh.
mama said. And then he fell in love with his girlfriend, and she unfortunately at the end of the movie died. And the beauty of it was he developed a loving relationship with a love greater than anything in the world, his son, which was a gift from God through his childhood friendship with, I think it's Julie was her name in the movie. But, it had so much meaning. So whoever hasn't seen Forrest Gump, now I'm going to watch it this week. I'm
Yes.
telling you, I'm going to watch it, definitely. And it makes me cry, too. I like to cry during movies. I
Well,
like to cry.
it's an
but
emotional release.
I
yeah.
just, I just...
But another thing we need to think about is health too, because that can change from day to day too. So
Yes, Jim, yes.
That's why you want to make the most of today, because you don't know how many more you have and what health you'll have. And take care of your health. That's so
Can I
important
tell
too.
you, it's funny, I would always say, oh, my middle name is Worry, but I said that I made that comment about 2 weeks ago to a gentleman I was speaking to on the phone, and long story short, he says to me out of nowhere, and it captured my attention big time. He says, may I interrupt you and inspire you not to worry, and inspire you never to worry. And I thought,
That was
how
very-
profound.
Yes.
I had to sit back. I'm like, okay. Then I got the chills. And then my intuition started. I said, I know this man is very spiritual.
Right.
He was a guiding light. I needed to hear that at that time.
Right.
So it was almost like, okay, this was coming to you in a spiritual way at that moment in time. This moment in time.
Another good song.
Yes.
That's
See, everything
that's-
has a song to it.
why the Lord puts people in our lives too.
Now, with James Giaffi over here, you are what I call and everybody else's walking guardian angel.
Oh, that's sweet. of
No,
you.
it's not sweet of me, it's the truth. And maybe, yes, it is sweet of me. No, but honestly, I was thinking about you. There are people, on a very serious note, that are in our lives, and I've experienced, and I can say this, many, many, many wonderful times in my life, and I'm very grateful to the people in my life who have
Yes.
just been there in more ways
We
than I
are
could.
blessed, yes.
Blessed beyond blessed, and thank you. But I look at a lot of people in my life. You are my guardian angel, and I try to really do that back in return in so many ways, and it shows.
Right.
It does show how much you care. You don't, just be for real and be who you are. But you could always, I could see an immediate. I mean, the people I come in contact with, I feel like there's always that magnet. There's a reason.
Yes.
But that's very true.
And it's so
Guardian
important
angels.
to read people too.
Yes.
What their motivations are.
Right,
or,
right.
You know,
Right.
And you can tell the ones that are coming sincerely from
the
their
heart,
heart.
right,
yeah.
right. And it's, and even
Life
if
is
not,
life is a learning
right.
experience.
And on that
Exactly.
note, too, I was telling Jim, today's a very, and it's really funny how we're, or ironic that we're discussing life is like a box of chocolates, because today, unfortunately, 17 years ago at 7:20 a.m., I lost my mom to lung cancer,
Oh.
myself and my family, and we miss her terribly, and no matter how much time has gone by, it's just been,
Well, her spirit is with you. She's right here now with
yeah,
us.
and
Yes.
it's almost like I'm surprised I'm sitting here able to speak about it without crying, but
And she left a
strength.
part of herself in
Yes,
you, which is
yes.
beautiful that you
So yeah,
you touch other
it's-
people's lives with
yeah,
the love that she
yeah.
touched
Thank
you.
you, Jim. That
Yeah.
was beautiful what you just
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
And I tried to be, and that's why I'm grateful. I mean, they were my examples, my parents in my life, and I believe that I am who I
All
am.
of us were blessed. Yes.
Amen.
Especially us. We're very
Yes,
close with our
yes,
families. and
very much so.
We had two loving parents that those were the love of their lives.
Yeah.
So to be around that is such a beautiful experience.
Well, Jim knows I love him more
And I
than
think
words can say.
it taught you how to love. It teaches you how to
yes.
love when you
That's,
receive all that love.
It's beautiful. But the only thing that I don't care about, I noticed this the other day. This is broken, that's why I keep playing it. Try not to fix it. I'm sitting here twiddling with it, and try not to fix it right now. I will watch a Hallmark movie.
Yes.
And I simply adore Home. I mean, what's to say? That they're
'Cause
gorgeous.
the focus on
beautiful.
love, yes, yeah.
The focus on love and what
Relationships.
the holidays, everything. Do you know there's not one? I said that, Deb, what's wrong with you? It's a Kleenex there. It's a Kleenex. I'm crying. But, and I that's me though. I mean, I cry at the drop of a hat. I mean, if I see somebody in pain, and it's just me. I can't change.
Well, what's interesting about those movies is
They're very,
the basic theme is basically similar, where the two people will be attracted to each other.
beautiful movies.
And then there's a little obstacle that's presented, so you're not sure that the relationship will ultimately be fulfilled, but it always is. So somehow there's a little
Yes,
twist,
yes.
and then there's the fulfillment of the relationship. So it's very interesting to see this. And it shows there's hope in relationships, right, and love.
I'm looking at Jim. I don't know if you could see. He's wearing my color, lavender. He looks he always looks handsome. But look at this gorgeous bow tie.
Thank you.
And the beautiful lavender and white striped shirt. I mean, really, bonita. Mwah. Beautiful, beautiful.
you.
But that's my favorite color. And again, eyes and everything's beautiful. Everything is in the eyes of the beholder, basically. So if you look at it that way, and get you through the day, even when you're really stressed,
Yes.
get yourself a box of chocolates.
And as I mentioned before, my dear Marie Pinchman.
Marie. Now, what essay do we have today?
What's in your basket?
What's in your basket?
Yes.
A tisket, a tasket, a green and yellow basket. I think that's how
That's
it
a
goes.
good song, yes.
Okay.
To a writer or a painter, every day is like an egg hunt.
I love that.
We look high and low, in every niche and cranny, for that new idea,
Oh,
the
that's
unexpected moment of enlightenment.
true. Here we go.
We peep around the corners, listen to conversation of others, and read voraciously. We study cloud formations, which is true. Today I saw some interesting clouds in the
Yeah.
sky. In our minds, we try to mix the exact shade of green we will see in a live oak or a
Wow.
banyan tree. We look for the perfect red of a juicy ripe tomato in summer
That's true. Yes.
and blue sky
Always look for
reflected in
that.
snow in the winter. We become children again and blindly search for that one gold-wrapped egg that can set us apart from all the rest.
Yeah.
Although constantly disappointed, we continue to search for our dream, the life we cannot give up on. Have you found your gold-wrapped egg? No matter. It's the challenge of the hunt that holds the magic. You're almost there. One more painting, one more piano lesson, one more golf swing might hold the prize.
I love it.
Thank you,
All
Marie.
right.
We love you.
Might hold the prize. I haven't colored eggs in some time for Easter, but it's a lot of fun. And I was very, very, well, I enjoy coloring and painting and, not like Marie, of course, but it's fun.
It is.
Egg coloring, it's a lot
Well,
of
it's
fun.
creative.
Very creative.
Your
Yeah.
creativity. Yes.
Love it. I just think it's fun. In fact, it's been a long time. Now I want to go home and do eggs, whether it's Easter or not. Everybody go grab a dozen eggs. Let's do some eggs.
But we
Let's
do
do that.
appreciate your wisdom, Marie, because
Oh, she's just amazing.
there's so many beautiful thoughts in that essay that I read. And we thank you for that. You enrich our lives. So thank you. And we want to share that with others.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, last show, back to on a different, horoscopes.
Right.
We're still with Libra,
Right.
and I thought it'd be kind of nice
What'd you
if
find today?
Libra
Let's see.
will have this for October the 6th,
Okay.
2023.
Let's hear it for
Quickly
Libra.
going into
Okay.
2024. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, sometimes, Libra, listen up. The best things in life really are free. And the most amazing achievements really are easier to attain than it seems they would be. You may be looking at an opportunity now that seems to have fallen right into your lap and wondering if it's too good to be true. After all, we often approach things with the mentality of no pain, no gain, and that we have to make some sort of effort to bring great things into our lives. But that is certainly not always the case, dear Libra. This may be one of those times when the universe bestows a gift that is genuinely fabulous. Be open to that.
We hope so, yes.
All right. That's a pretty good
Yes.
horoscope, so keep that in mind, Libra. You know, it's positivity all
That's
the way
like
through.
that's Ted's birthday's today. Ted and Anissa, so that's your horoscope for today.
Okay, there you go. I just love it, and it's so spot on. A lot of times, mostly spot on.
What song did you find from that movie?
During the movie Forrest Gump, there were several movies, but
Yes.
two captured my attention. One was Running on Empty, and that was by Jackson Browne. We all know that song. And then there's the Doobie Brothers, It Keeps You Running. Great songs, they're all great. But we had thought that maybe Running on Empty would be appropriate only because he was running, and he was running on empty. He kept going, kept going. So what better song than Running on Empty? So I thought that we could share the song with you up until a couple of paragraphs and go from there. And here we go, Mr. Jackson Browne. All right. Oops, here we go. All right.
Brings back memories. This
Doesn't it? Looking out at the road rushing under my wheels. Looking back at the years gone by like so many summer fields. 65, I was 17 and running 101. I don't know where I'm running now, I'm just running on. Running on, running on empty, running on, running blind, running on, running into the sun, but I'm running behind. Gotta do what you can just to keep your love alive. Trying not to confuse it with what you do to survive. 69, I was 21, and I called the road my own. I don't know where the road turned into, I'm rode on. Running on empty, running on, running blind, running on, running into the sun, but I'm running behind. All right, with that being said, we all know that is our fabulous Jackson
well,
Browne.
it's inspiring.
Great song, very inspiring.
To think about
He was-
running on empty.
Yeah, he was running on empty. He kept it going,
Go,
and
keep
boy,
going,
oh boy, did he have a
persevere.
following, right?
Gotta persevere and persevere
Yes.
and persevere.
Yes, absolutely. Persevere,
Inspiration,
persevere.
inspiration. Thank you. Thank you for selecting that song.
Oh, you're most welcome. With all the wonderful music
Reminds
out there.
us to persevere.
And I thought to myself, what song's in Forrest Gump? But it just had that do 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 do
Yes.
do 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 do.
What a difference a day makes.
It certainly does. And with that being said, everybody, you know that you
You make a
certainly
difference
make
to
a
us.
difference, yes, in
Yes.
our lives. And we hope that really that we've made a difference of some kind in your life this morning, today, this weekend, and going forth. Have a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend. What a difference a day makes.
24 little hours
Brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. What a difference a day makes. And And the difference is you, and you, and you, and you.
You.
Always make a difference.
You do.
Have a great day, everybody.
And we look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes,
We'll be in
we
touch.
appreciate
Mwah.
you more than you know. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.